Why? Okay. Still no transition. Still abrupt. Hello, we are abruptly starting. Haha. Goodness, no. Chill vibes here. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone's day was great. I hope everyone is done with work. That's fine, thank you. Mark was on a mission for me. Just one. Because I forgot to do a thing earlier. I should turn off emote only chat. Here we go. He's fine. He can handle this. Hello, Axel. Welcome. Happy Thursday again. Anyway. Woo Ranger. Goodness. Wait. We had this discussion, Ranger. We had this discussion. It's fine. I'll allow it. From the elliptical. Okay. Good. Get your workout in, and then we can have cake. So tonight, we are doing fried chicken bao because I've had the recipe like hanging out forever, and I've been wanting to do it. So I'm gonna do it because that's how this works. And then a redemption from our favorite mod, Robo. I did not change that from food and drink. You were right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Joey. I do. There we go. Should be good now. Don't mind me putting around defrosting some chicken that I forgot to do earlier. It's alright, we have time. We're going to make cake first. I need the sink now. Anywho. And then what I was saying is the channel point redemption from Robo. Though he hasn't actually redeemed the points for it yet, but we had the discussion. Should mute Twitch so I'm not getting that reverb. And there we go. To make a marble cake inspired by our D&D game. And I will try to make it look like a thing. We'll figure it out together. Hello, NES GameCube freak, looks like. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. What's not D&D, Ranger? Anyway. This is a different thing, Ranger. I'm going to get to it and I'll explain. I was playing D&D with Robo, and we were fighting... I don't need the onion yet. We were fighting living statues. And someone was like, of course, living statues are an enemy from Dragon Quest. And so we were talking about marble. So I'm like, I can make a marble cake. And then I was like, maybe I should make this marble cake into the shape of this statue. So I will be attempting that. I am assuming that I will not do the greatest job because my decorating skills are subpar. But we'll have fun. We'll give it a go. We'll do the best we can. I'm also going to have to watch cook times because I'm going to not bake round cakes. I'm going to bake quarter sheets to try to make it easier on me to carve out a shape. So, but we have to get this cake done first because it will have to get cold before we can frost it, and then cold again once assembled so I can carve it, and then cold again to put the other frosting on top. It'll be a process. Hence, baking cake first. And I'm also hoping not to do huge amounts of cakes. I'm also I'm not upscaling the recipe at all, because I don't need tons and tons of cake around the house. Anyway, let's get going. I'm going to get a different bowl. To start my dry ingredients. Okay, there's a half cup. I need 2 3/4. I'm somewhat learning not to talk while scooping out flour, unless I'm specifically making a note to remember where I am in the process, because I have lost track before. Using cake flour, because it is made for cakes. When making cake, go ahead and use cake flour if you have it. It's just a little more tender. Baking Dad. Big cook along with another viewer or creator. I have thought of this. I've had the thought of having a guest in the kitchen to do a cook along, and I've also talked with a couple other streamers about doing it who've been thinking about branching into cooking, baking, or who do them already. So yes, I have not organized it or anything because I am very bad at. I'm not good at this whole thing. I'm still figuring out my setup and everything. So if someone was able to do that part for me, it would make things much faster and nicer and easier and less, less painful all the way around. But yeah, I have thought about it. And hello, Band Geeks. I was gonna say, I didn't know I was a baking dad, but we've got cats. That counts. Or baking powder, so yeah, that's all for that. And of course, give that just a little whisk to break up any clumps. And of course, a marble cake is really just a wholesome dad vibes. That's good. I like it. So marble cake is just a swirled vanilla cake and chocolate cake. So you get both your cakes in one, so you don't have to choose. And it's not 2 separate cake batters that I'm making. I'm just making one batter, and then I will use half of it, and then I will dump chocolate into the second half, and that will be my chocolate cake. So it could not be much more simple. And so of course, use your favorite vanilla cake recipe for doing this, if you have one. I can of course share the links to my recipes that I'm using. I should really just create a like a public Google Drive for recipes, because that would be much easier. I do that anyway. Didn't take you AFK on the profile page. Really? Weird. Okay. Strange. Anyway, here's my cup of butter that my lovely husband, of course, put on the counter for me at around noon, 5 hours ago, so it's come to temperature, gotten nice and soft, and easy to whip up. Let's get it nice and loose and ready for sugar. And of course we are just doing standard creaming method. Should stop losing my place in the recipe. I really should have copied this out somewhere. Put it in more step-by-step place. Hello, Teo. See, there was your problem. You were just AFK in general. Why would you be AFK? I'm gonna back off a little bit on the sugar. Most cake recipes, cupcake recipes, cookie recipes have a little bit too much sugar for me. Nothing wild. I'm not changing it enough to affect the bake or the chemistry of anything. I still have plenty of structure. I've gone from, I took out about a quarter cup out of 1 3/4 cups. Still gonna be plenty sweet. Still gonna bake up just fine. I'm still gonna have no problems creaming everything together. There it is. Oh, that's Lou's emote there. I had to run over to see what it was. I was like, I recognize that. I've seen it before. I've used it before, but I could not replace it. Now I'm just going to add my eggs. I should really get a separate little bowl to crack them into, just to be safe. Hi, Bo. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. I hope your day went well. Happy Thursday. Indeed. I'm just beating these eggs in one at a time. Making sure they're good in my little side bowl before I put them in. Eggs are also at room temperature. Just makes your whole process a little bit nicer. And it looks like we're going to be doing some yoga in a minute. I'm going to get these cakes in the oven, and then we'll do that yoga break. Early in the stream for a break. Jeez, I've only been on a minute. 15 minutes? Something. Axel, do you have anything that needs to be stretched out in particular? Like area to focus on, or just something general? And there I go. Breaking my rules. Cracking eggs directly into batter. Because if any one of them was going to be bad, it was going to be that last one. Just because that's Murphy's Law. I know, right? I take the time and effort to explain the rule and say what I'm doing, and then I just throw caution to the wind. There we go. Let's go ahead and beat my vanilla into there. And then let's make some buttermilk. And of course, this is a great use for milk that is a couple of days past its date, because the date on your milk does not mean you need to throw it out that day. It's good as long as it smells good. So use your nose if you can. If you can't, then use it for baking. So even with within a week, even if it smells a little bit sour, that's fine. That is actually exactly what we want in terms of baking. That sourness is going to give us a little bit more reaction with our leavening. It's just a little bit of acid to react with baking soda. But since I don't have any old milk and I don't have any buttermilk, to do my standard lemon. So I'm just going to juice one lemon, put that in my cup measure, and then fill up to the volume I need with milk. It'll just be a couple of tablespoons worth of lemon juice. You could also, of course, use like a plain vinegar if you prefer, whatever you have on hand. There we go. If that had been like an especially big lemon or really juicy lemon, I might have saved some of that juice to make a cocktail or something. But it's just about where I want it. And if you see the milk curdle up a little bit when you hit the acid, that's fine. That's what you're expecting. If you have buttermilk, it's going to look a little bit chunky anyway. So we've just, in essence, created our own buttermilk here. Okay. Aha. I should actually pay attention to what's going on. And I'm just using some leftover bits and pieces of chocolate that I have lying around. That's just about exactly right. Goodness. Isn't that convenient? Perfect. Well, I mean, I have plenty more citrus hanging out for beverages, should I want them. Let's see, I need to get this out the microwave so I can melt some chocolate. I'm going to need that briefly. So I'm just going to chop this up so it'll melt more easily. And I'll throw it in the microwave and do it in small bursts because I don't want to scorch it. And of course you can also always use chocolate chips for this. Those are already small bits, so you don't have to cut them up. And because I read ahead, I know that I'm reserving some of the buttermilk to use in this stage, so I can use that to help my chocolate melt, and that'll help prevent it from scorching too. So, just gonna let that go 30 seconds at a time as I start mixing wherever I put my dry ingredients. And this is pretty standard also, just going about a third at a time of your dry and wet, alternating, ending with wet. So, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet. Only 1 liter. Yeah, I'm way behind on water too today because I was in the office and so I wasn't like thinking about drinking water all day. Didn't have any streamers in the background to tell me to remind me to hydrate. Chocolate cake with chocolate frosting, with chocolate filling, with chocolate toppings. I suppose that is something you could request, Heyo, for next week. Sounds like you just want, like, quadruple chocolate cake. I don't know, though. Are you going to be able to handle that much chocolate? It's really going to test your abilities for the 24th. I see. 24th. So 24th of Friday? I feel like that's a Friday. And I'm not doing a whole lot of mixing right now because I don't want to sit there and just beat the flour, because that will give us a tougher cake. And we are not looking for a tough cake, looking for a nice, moist, soft cake. I could also be using a spatula at this point, but I'm being kind of lazy, which is fine. This is big. I don't want to use that. I'm going to use this because I'm going to end up using this for scraping out the rest of the batter anyway. So I might as well. Oh yeah. Almost there. And of course, as you add in your dry ingredients, stir slowly. Don't want to end up covered in flour. There we go. And the last bit of milk. Most of the last bit of milk. Still saving a little bit for the chocolate, because I didn't pour a full quarter cup in there. Okay. So here's my melted chocolate. I'm going to put about half of that into my 2 pans. And I'm very roughly measuring just so I have about the same amount in each. I think 3 scoops each is going to do. I'll save that. And look, another spatula. Who'd have thunk it? Would not be Quake in the kitchen if I wasn't using every spatula in the house. And of course, the other nice thing about baking with these smaller sheet trays is I can bake in the toaster oven and not heat up the entire oven, which I love. Okay. Oh, I know. I feel ya. There's always... Luckily, the husband was at home to run the dishwasher earlier for me, or else I would have been in heaps of trouble doing all sorts of dishes by hand when I got home from work. Speaking of the toaster oven, let's get it set up to bake. And because it's both convection and a small area and a thinner cake, this cake is not going to take long at all to bake. But of course that means you do have to somewhat keep an eye on it. But we will have time for yoga once I get them in. Okay. I'm just gonna ditch my spatula and ditch the whisk. And add my chocolate. Hello, husband. Need to do something with all these cherries, tomatoes. I feel like this could use some more chocolate in it. Doesn't look quite chocolatey enough for me. which is fine. I'm just gonna add some cocoa powder. Now I wish I still had that whisk. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to now dollop the chocolate over the vanilla. Perhaps I left a little bit too much of the batter to mix the chocolate in. That might be why it didn't look chocolatey enough. But that's fine. And it says use a toothpick, but I don't feel like that's exactly sturdy enough for me. Purchase. Oh, for the channel rewards? Yeah, they're not like I do owe Axel some yoga, which we're gonna do after we get these in the oven. I'm just kind of halfway mixing these together. But yes, generally I will do them as time permits. If I was playing a video game, then I would generally do them immediately, depending on how pausable the game is. For other things, it's as time allows. So I'm just kind of swooping up some of the vanilla as I go, spreading out the chocolate over it, and halfway mixing it, just so it looks like there's little streaks of chocolate and vanilla swirled together. It's like getting a, if you get Frogurt, it's like getting a Frogurt swirl of two flavors. And my oven is done preheating, so I can stick these in and set a timer. And of course the timer says 30 minutes, but these are spread out more than they would be in the recipe's 9-inch cake pan. So I'm going to start it with 20 minutes and check it and see what's going on. Well, you can take a break with your workout right now and do yoga with us, Ranger, because that's what we're doing right now. Of course, we could do. Could just do like some sort of basic thing. Here, let me get. I actually have a mat. Let me grab my mat. Let me actually. Let's see. Do I have? Aha! That does work. I can do my yoga over there. Mark, help me if I'm out of screen. Just let me know. Just let me know if I'm out of screen. So I like stretching out my hips. So I'm just gonna do a pigeon pose, starting at stop! What are you doing? Yeah, but it's also rotating. It doesn't. I'm gonna be on the floor in a second, so you don't need to worry about it too much. Okay. Anyway, anywho. So I can just start with a nice forward bend. Hopefully my headphones will not fall off. I'm just going to walk hands out into a down dog. Pressing my chest towards my knees. Heels on the floor gives you a nice big stretch on the back of your legs. Hopefully everyone is doing yoga with me. Getting a nice stretch, getting some blood flowing. And then I'm going to step my knee through, and then I can help myself to put my leg across and settle down into pigeon. And just sit and breathe for a moment. And I'll show you a different way to get into the pose in case you don't want to go through the down dog and getting your leg up and forward into it. It's less dynamic in case you have mobility issues. So I'm just going to sit back on my butt, bring my leg around, and then take the leg that was in front back behind myself. Then I can just fold myself back down into the other side pigeon. And the same thing, just take a few slow deep breaths in this spot. Only go as far as your body wants you to take it. If you can't get your chest down to the floor, don't worry about it. You can pose yourself up. You can get some blocks in front of you. I have blocks over there that are out of reach, but maybe if I do my Jedi mind trick, they will come to me. Clay. Jedi mind trick. Yoga block, please. Haha, it worked! You can put a block in front of yourself and use that to rest your arms on. It gives you a little bit of support without having to stretch so far if you're not able. If you don't have a yoga block, just use any sort of device that you have available that is not going to slip out from under you. And then you can just go back into stretch, into the down dog, stretch out your shoulders and your back of your leg. And then walk yourself forward. My arms are short, so it's hard for me to get all the way, so I generally meet myself halfway. Just fold yourself back up. And simple as that. Yeah, if you don't have a yoga mat, just try to do it on a carpeted space or on a blanket, a thick blanket. You can double it up, doubled up towels, um, just anything so that your knees are a little bit cushioned on the ground. And yes, having someone you can Jedi Mind Trick to giving you a yoga block is also helpful. I would recommend a Claymore for everyone, but I don't think that's possible. Okay. Now, after I create a little bit of space for myself, I can check on, or I can start working on fried chicken as soon as I find a towel. Oh, also, those are just ab workout things that are printed on the mat. It's not specifically for yoga, and I never do the ab workouts. As you can see by my physique, not very well. I don't focus too much on abs and other stuff, but I do have a strong core. So, I mean, take that as you will. Yeah, like it says on there to do swimmers, do V-twists. Also, don't do V-twists weighted. I just learned this. Something about compression and putting weight on your spine as you turn it back and forth. Unweighted is okay, but yeah, wouldn't do it the other way. Okay, back to fried chicken. So I need to get my dough started because it has to proof for a little bit. And this recipe is really nice because the dough proofs in about the time it takes you to get everything else put together. So hopefully I will be able to do it that quickly. That is, of course, assuming I can open the bag of flour. There we go. Hello. It's so far away. You drank too much. No, I didn't have a hangover. Silly Mark. If you're gonna have beverages of the adult variety, make sure you also drink water. That's what he said. I think I'm just throwing everything in here. Oh, I should have put the need. Need to get some warm water, but not hot, because I'll be adding yeast to it. I don't want to kill my yeast. That's gotta be warm. This thing says 115 degrees. I'm at 120. I'm probably okay. Once I stir my sugar in, we'll be right there. And some oil. It says warm water with sugar and oil and let stand until it gets frothy. But it's not going to get frothy until I put the yeast in it. And it doesn't want 2 1/4 tablespoons. Good thing I would not follow this recipe to the letter. It wants 1 packet of instant yeast, and it says 2 1/4 tablespoons, but 1 packet of instant yeast is 2 1/4 teaspoons. So it was asking for a heck of a lot more than would be appropriate. And it didn't even tell me to put it in the water. Okay, so I'm gonna let that yeast sit there. Get happy. Eat a little bit of that sugar. Wake itself up while I get the rest of the stuff. Flour, salt, and soda. There we go. I can actually check my cakes right now. It's only been 15 minutes, but it has surprised me before with how quickly it cooks. Oh no, it's still gooey. Let's add another 5 minutes. It still had 5 to go. But we're fine. We got plenty to do. Start getting out some ingredients. Get out some carrots. And a couple of these sweet peppers. Maybe just one. Oh, maybe now's a good time to sharpen knives. So whether it was making fun of me or whether it was just being a nice gesture. It's hard to tell with CL. But he brought me a sharpening stone to use. So I'm going to try it out. And when you're sharpening, you want to go from the coarsest down to the finest of your grits. So I'm going to use my, whatever this thing is called, first, because it's pretty coarse, at least in relation to the stone. And I'm going to rinse it off, one, because I want to get any metal shavings off that I've generated, but two, because I do need my stone to be a little bit wet when I use it. So, with the wet stone, I think, it's been a minute, I think I just kind of drag it along at a shallow angle. And then swap sides and do it again. And I'm on the coarser side, so the lower number is 1000 grit. The opposite side is 6000. Should be correct. Oop. Rinse it off and then flip it over. And do the same thing on this finer side. My technique is poor, I'm sure. Perhaps before next week's stream, I will watch some videos on how to do this properly. But I think we should be there. And my stepdad always used to test it against the back of his thumbnail to see that it catches in. Well, perhaps I could go farther. I'm sure I could go farther. These haven't been sharpened in quite a while. But it already is nicer. So I'll call that a success. Moderate success. Not a crit success. But now my yeast has become nice and frothy. So I will add that. Froth. Ooh, bubbles. I'll add that to my flour. And just give it a mix. Okay, and I'm going to need this for a bit. So let me get some flour. So I do want this to come into a smooth, not sticky ball. And I probably could have left some of the liquid out, but it's too late for that, so I'm just gonna make the best of it. And I can start being more aggressive with it as it gets some flour into it and gets less sticky on my hands. Also, how much water you need will vary depending on how humid it is in your area. If it's really dry out, you might need some extra liquid. It is not super dry here, so I probably didn't need it all, and I'm going to have to work some extra flour in to get it to where I want it, because it is still a little bit too sticky to really knead. And just keep working it. And even if you're not adding flour as you work it and the flour hydrates properly and you develop the gluten, it'll become drier on you. And eventually, well, I need to get some flour on my heel of my hand, because that's what I'm mostly using for kneading, and that's where I'm getting a lot of stickage. You of course could also do this in a stand mixer with a dough hook, and that would do it a lot faster. And then all you're looking for, if you do it that way, is just for when the dough starts pulling away from the hook, instead of just being one sticky glob on it. Basically using my dough to pick up all the extra flour on my board. I've got 30 seconds on my... I better rinse my hands so I can check the cakes. Oh yeah, good. This bottom one wasn't getting quite as much direct heat, so it just needs a couple minutes more. Let's say 2. I'm about to use the knife again. Would it make you feel better if I pointed it away from me? Is that better, CL? Just looking out for me, I know. Maybe I didn't think there was enough iron in the flour, in the dough. In the flour? I wanted to get some extra. Why does blood have iron in it, yet it tastes like copper? Why is that a thing? I need a scientist. And see, now it's not even like, it's only sticking a little bit and it's not leaving any residue on my hand. Oh, I'm so excited for like in a year, once I get these counters replaced, because then I could be kneading dough on the counters instead. You can also that'd be a whole like setup to do. Do you have a good kitchen space for streaming, CL? I might have to do that sometime. There we go. There's our nice dough ball. I'm just going to plop it back in here and pop the lid on. Loosely pop the lid on. So that can hang out in proof in a nice warm environment. Ooh, a housewarming. You broke a plate already. You've only been there a couple weeks. So what you're saying is that we should get you some plates as a housewarming gift. First plate I've broken in a long time. So drunk. So drunk. Monday night, did you have more to drink? You had more to drink. You got home. You silly. Oh no, that Monday. You were over on a Wednesday. Never mind. I was like, Okay. That dough is proofing. And now I'm going to marinate some chicken. I kind of wish I had that container. Maybe I'll move that to something else so I can use that container for my chicken. Because I would rather have a loose cover on this bowl. Now I can make my buttermilk in here. Keep losing towels. Need like 5 more towel places in this kitchen. There's my second cake out of the oven. Let that cool for a bit, and then I can pull it out. Let's get the chicken into here. Although, let's make our buttermilk first. Really, that's how much milk I was gonna need for this. So much milk. I'll just kill it. Let's use some rice vinegar for this instead of lemon juice. And then spice it up a bit. And some paprika. Oh, goodness. I don't think I've been that drunk in a very long time. Because I don't really like it. I mean, I tend to be okay so long as I'm continually hydrating. Just running out of places to work with everything. It'd be so nice if that counter was lowered. Okay. And notice I am not rinsing off my chicken, because that's just silly. I'm just going to cut it into pretty good sized chunks and drop it right in my buttermilk. And I'm wondering if I'm going to use my... So I've done it in the air fryer before, on stream even. But this recipe is for wok fried chicken. And I need to use the wok to make the bao anyway. So, wondering if I shouldn't just do it that way anyway. What is important is that I get my chicken pieces approximately the same size so that they all cook evenly once I get them into the oil. There we go. Okay. Now I need to do a little bit of cleanup because I have chicken stuff in places. trying not to touch anything with chickeny hands other than trash. Mark's over here whistling Scooby-Doo because he's going to play some Scooby-Doo Beat Saber. And a good scrub up. And I'm actually going to grab a wipe because I did get some chicken on the counter. And that is something I don't want getting into anything else. I really just need to put this towel where I'm expecting it. Don't need that anymore. Towel there. Ugh. Should have gotten Mark to put away the panini press. Because he had to be fancy and have paninis the other day. But I need some counter space. This would also be a good roll cake recipe, I think, because it's pretty soft. Ooh, it tastes nice too. That's a good sign. Always good to know that however badly I end up messing up the decoration of the cake, it's gonna taste good. That's what it's all about, right? I'm gonna get some salt in there too, because there's not gonna be enough salt in just the breading to flavor that much chicken. Okay. Now we can get back to slicing our veg. So I'm going to lightly pickle some vegetables. That's just gonna, I mean, I could just do it. I often keep some sliced, like, onions just sitting in vinegar in the fridge. And go a little farther than that with these. I'm listening to Scooby-Doo over there now. Let's call calls for a lot of vinegar. Which I wonder if I even have. I do. Of course, instead of... I think I'll probably put some lime juice in this too. Here's another knife that needs sharpening. Because I used my newly sharpened knife on the chicken, so of course that is, well, needs thorough washing before I do anything raw with it. Do you even get to 3 or 4 drinks, Teo? You're usually falling asleep after 2. Use some of that rice vinegar again too. Oh, there was coconut oil up there. It was just behind the rice vinegar. Whoops. Oh well. Right? We can't invite Teo over early and then give him alcohol, because he will become the sleepies. Ooh, this calls for celery salt. Interesting. We actually have celery salt. Because at one point we were making Chicago dogs. And Chicago dogs have celery salt on them. There we go. There's my acid to do my pickling for me. Gonna add some seasonings, some spices. Add some celery salt. Let's add a bay leaf. I'm just kind of looking through the seasonings and seeing what sounds good. Some 5 spice. Because this is bao after all. And do I have any... Am I out of red pepper flakes? Might be out of red pepper. Well, got some ghost pepper salt over here. Perhaps that'll do. For some heat. Okay, so that's warming up, and now I gotta thinly slice some veg. Ew. What do you have against ghost peppers, Joey? It's a bit of a butt to peel carrots when they're not stiff. Vodka mimosa? I mean, not a screwdriver if it still has sparkling wine in it. Oh, you to the mimosa. Okay. That makes more sense, Joey. Sorry, I missed a couple lines. So, I want carrot little sticky juliennes. You can just pretty much keep cutting them in half until they form sticks for you. You can also cut it longwise a few times and then run through, which is a little bit nicer of a final product. Or of course, just buy shredded carrots, because this does take some time. I'm just gonna dump those in the pickling liquid as I go. I usually cut it in half and then cut one more off, depending on how thick the carrot is. And then you can also stack it up again to run your knife through. Being careful, of course, to use your claw. Make sure your knife runs into your knuckles, because then you don't slice yourself. So that end of it's pretty thin, so I can just slice through already. Whereas the butt is thick, just like the chef, so we need to trim it up a little bit. Here we go. Not me being lazy with the last one, because I just want to be done with this. There we go. Here's my carrots. I can just do one of these peppers, because I don't really know what they taste like. So I don't want to make it like the entire basis of my slaw, just in case I don't like it the most. And this I'll just kind of lay out and get my nice thin slices without any fussing about. There we go. Oh no! And I've got a red onion too. Which I will just cut into rings. I guess he must have found some like cartoon Beat Saber songs because he had Scooby Doo. Now I'm hearing DuckTales. He's getting his exercise. I didn't put any sugar in there. Okay. That was somewhere about the amount of sugar I wanted. Okay. So now I'm just kicking the heat up basically to dissolve everything into the liquid. And then I can just transfer this whole thing into a Tupperware to just soak and marinate for me. Okay. Ooh, Mr. Blue Sky. Oh yeah, there's no seasoning in this recipe in the flour that it tells me to dredge with. That is not acceptable. Let's move that a bit. Okay. Honestly, don't know how I cooked anything before I had tongs. Did my music stop? My music stopped. There we go. And I can just go chill out. And I think it might be time to make frosting because the chicken is still marinating. Although it occurs to me I need to create some room in the fridge for my cakes. Space for cake.
That's not gonna say. That's falling.
It's not. That's fine. You're not. Can I please have some space, please? I'm aware.
There's more room in the drawer.
I'm aware. Can you? I'm being hindered by your... I just needed him not in my face. Okay. I've created a space. And found some things that need to be thrown out. Okay, let's make frosting. Let's find a bowl. I'm not making a ton of this, so I don't need a huge bowl. Of course, every time I use a bowl, it turns out I want to use it for something else. And I'm just going to make some cream cheese frosting to sandwich these cakes together. Oh right, I was going to turn music back on so I don't lose my microphone in the middle of something. You can see all that. It's more ominous music. It's fun though. I should actually be making ganache right now. Because I'll need that to chill down so I can whip it back up. This is what happens when I go to work on the stream day and I don't have like my lunch break to type out my process and figure out what order to do everything in. I'm kind of just flying by my seat of my pants over here. It's alright. Doing a lot of whisking today. Okay. This is certainly not frosting for the lactose intolerant. Because if the cream cheese and the butter weren't bad enough, I added milk powder. And I don't really have measurements for this, because I kind of just add stuff until it tastes right. I generally start out with cream cheese and butter. Depending on how much, if I had more cream cheese, I would have gone 2-to-1 on the cream cheese. But I only had the 1 pack, so ended up doing half and half, which is fine. That's what the recipe I have found before says to do. I just tend to like it better, more cream cheesy. Yeah, we're good. It's plenty sweet. Now, we'll see if my plan works. Although, I should be fine. I just want to keep... I was going to put some jam in the middle, but I need to keep that somewhat to the sides. Or to the middle. Somewhat to the middle. So that when I carve it, it's not going to spill out. I think. It's not wide enough. I just want a big flat tray. Everything I have. This is not going to be long enough. I don't want to use the biggest one. You know what? That might work. Maybe. We'll try it. No, it's just a little bit too short. Guess I'm using the giant platter, which is unfortunate because I will still have to find some way to fit that in the fridge. I'm gonna leave. Okay. I don't want to use all of this because I want some of this available for the outside. Even though I'm going to coat the whole thing in chocolate ganache. Majin Buu, hello Majin. Welcome in. Hope your Thursday has been treating you well. I have baked marble cakes that taste lovely, but now I'm going to see if I can wreck them by trying to carve them into the shape of a marble statue. So it's a marble statue cake. And of course I have very limited artistic capabilities. So, we'll see. I mean, because honestly, I could just sandwich them, stack them, and then put the ganache on the outside, and it'd be a great cake. But that wouldn't be good enough, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Have you ever played Dragon Quest, Motion? This is my... Is this my cherry? I think that's the plum. Okay. So I'm not gonna worry about seeds. And I'm gonna keep this close to the center, because I'm gonna carve this into shape. I'm gonna carve it into a shape, at least. And I don't want this bleeding out the sides. So I'm going to leave it like that. Just quickly running out of any sort of room in here. Never played Dragon Quest. Okay. So, ideally, this is going to look like one of the living statue enemies from Dragon Quest. But we'll see. Okay. So I'm done with that. Now this can chill out while I make some ganache. And then let the ganache chill out. I have grand plans, and I have like some backup less grand plans. Should the first plan not work out? So we'll see. I need to put that in something. Yeah, because honestly, yeah, I was just saying I could stop where I am now and just say it's ready to eat. But I'm being ambitious. I'm trying for something. Who knows if it'll work out? I do not. But for now, I need to make some ganache. I need my stool, because I'm short. Thought I had some more big chocolate. Perhaps I don't. Nope, okay. Honestly, I should be making, like, a white ganache for this. But I really dislike white stuff that I don't even call chocolate because there's no cocoa in it. Because I think it would make it easier on myself if I did it that way. But I don't like it, so I won't do it. And the easiest way I've found... yeah, I thought I'd try something new. The easiest way I've found is to get a microwave safe container, fill it with as much chocolate as you want, cover that chocolate with cream, and then microwave it 30 seconds at a time. And then eventually when the cream gets hot, it'll melt the chocolate, you stir it all together, and there's your ganache. So simple. Which is great. I'm gonna throw some trash away because as I do everything, it's getting a little bit out of hand. It's spilling into the camera. I think it's just some like RPG music. Like I just found some. I think it was for like running a D&D game. It's copyright-free music with various levels of epicness. This is more Adventure Time kind of vibe. And even though the cream isn't hot yet, you do want to check it every 30 seconds or a minute just to make sure that you're not scorching it. And I have other things I could probably be doing right now. I'll go check on my... Ooh! That pickle is nice. Pickle. I made some pickling liquid. And I have some julienne carrots in here that are quite tasty right now. Once I get this ganache on, I need to start frying some chicken. There we go. Does not take long at all. Takes, what, 3 or 4 minutes to make ganache? The cream is plenty warm now. I just need to keep stirring it slowly so I don't spill it. And it'll eventually get smooth. And I'll have my ganache. You could also do this in a food processor. or blender. But this thing is nice and easy to clean. There we go. Slurp, slurp, slurp. And I've got my nice dark chocolate ganache. And it is nice and smooth. Right? I mean, you could just drink this whole thing. But I need it for cake frosting, so I need to let it cool down a little bit now. And I could put it in the fridge, but then there's real danger that it would solidify almost, and then I would not be able to get my my mixer paddles into it to whip it up, and I want to whip it up a little bit before I put it on the cake. So I'm just gonna let it sit there while I fry chicken, and if I need to pull it out once I start steaming the bao bun. If I need to put it in the fridge once I start getting the bao buns ready, then I will do that. Here's my bao dough, by the way, nice and proofed up. I'm gonna set that over here though, so it does not get oil splatters in it. So I need to start heating up oil for frying. Okay, I'm going to turn that up high and then keep an eye on it because I will want to turn it down once we get to 375. But I do need to, well, one, I think I need to move my cutting board because I think I'm done with it. And I need some space to work with chicken. Okay. So, let me get a... Yeah. I'm gonna get a dredge bowl and I'm gonna put some flour and salt in there. I think I'm going to put some 5 spice in there too. Oh, just wait, Majin. It'll get bad. As soon as I start trying to decorate. All this stuff where it doesn't have to look nice, I can do that. Once I try to start making the cake look like something, that's where I'm in trouble. This is pretty much just a standard, like, fried chicken. I've had my chicken sitting in buttermilk for a while. I'm gonna pour some of it out just to make it less... Actually, I could just lose all of it now, because I don't need it anymore. My sink will need a deep clean after all of this. But now I'm just gonna throw a bunch of chicken into here. Probably about half. Just dredge it in my flour. He has come to share his sweat, apparently. Oh no! Sweaty kisses. He's over there trying to distract me. At a bad time. I seem to have lost my towel again. Okay. I wanted to make sure this wasn't getting wildly too hot. It's at 300. I need it to 375. This is a good idea. Using a splatter guard. Although I kind of wish I had a spider. Or do I? No, that's just a sieve. That's not a spider. It's not a spider at all. Ooh, 14. Have fun. We're both in Nasty Pigs today. Oh, I should set myself up a receptacle for my chicken when it's done. This is appropriate music now. I'm about to get into the fire. Oh no, my battery. Okay. We're right where we want to be. And I gotta be careful dropping these in because I don't want to splishy splash hot oil on myself. Honestly, I should have put on an apron. This kind of sounds like a non-copyrighted Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't want to crowd the pan. So I'm going to stop there. He has brought me an apron. Look at that service. Ooh. It's looking pretty good already. Of course, I washed my hands before getting them dredged. Zai is silly, although I need more flour. Because that is not dredged enough. I see a hello! Who am I seeing? Is that the Arcade Bear? Hello, Arcade Bear. Welcome in. I love my apron. It's got puppies on it. I am the dog that likes cats. Or I'm the cat that likes dogs, whereas my husband is the wolf that likes cats. How's your day been? I hope your Thursday has been lovely. You're here just in time for epic battle music as we fry up some chicken. Okay. There's our good dredge. So I am using peanut oil for this. It's got a nice high smoke point, so I'm not worried about it burning. Obviously do not use peanut oil if you are feeding anyone who has a peanut allergy, or if you just don't like the flavor. Should take about 5 minutes to fry these chunks. I think we're just about 1 minute out. Burp, excuse me. Mark said this was not exactly a cooking shirt, but I feel like it's a great cooking shirt. It's mesh in the back, so it's like nice and breathable, and it's very hot in here, so I'm comfy. I'm good. As soon as that clicks over to 9, I can take those out. I want them done all the way through, of course. This is why I'm using boneless, because I am not quite brave enough to fry bone-on chicken. There we go. Okay. But of course, nice, evenly sized, medium chunks will fry up pretty nice and quick for you. While those are still a little bit oily, throw on some paper towels, but I've lost my salt. Where did my salt go? There's my salt, okay. I want to get salt on them now. There's some salt in the dredge, but I want this in there too, because I'm sure I lost some of it. Okay. Now we can get the next batch in. What? Oh, I don't want flake salt on this. Although, it is somewhere around here. Oh, it's right in front of me. Maybe I do want the flake salt on it. Because it's getting absorbed in. It's getting put on oil. So fancy. Maybe too fancy. I don't want to rip at this because I can just see myself flinging salt all over. But if you're still there, CL. Woo! See, that flake salt would go really well in the salad I made last week. And of course, to see if our timing is good enough, we can break one open. Make sure we're cooked all the way through. No medium rare chicken. No pink. We're good. Yay, chef snacks. Crunch. Crunch. Go fried chicken. There is something to be said about frying them in oil rather than in the air fryer. I love the air fryer. I love not having the mess. But these are definitely a superior tasting product. So, what did I step on? Oh. Stepped on a piece of carrot that I dropped earlier. There's just something cold on the ground. What's going on? And I will also have to dispose of this oil somehow before I can finish this recipe, because I've used the wok with the steamer basket for the bao buns also. Oh, what is the sauce? The sauce is just sweet chili sauce and mayonnaise. Question is, I think I do have some mayonnaise. I know I have. Huh, I'm gonna be out of sweet chili sauce. Oh, there was another cream cheese in here. Ah, oh well. I think there's some in here, but I can't find it. I think I'll just use some Quakes and some of the pickling liquid. It's just sitting here being all tasty. And of course you don't want the oil to get too hot, because then you burn your dredge before you cook your chicken. So that's why you want to make sure you keep it around 375. And last batch. I could actually use a little bit of the oil in there. Make it like a vinaigrette. It's tangy. Ooh, actually. I don't have any... Well, I don't know where the mayonnaise is right now. But... spoonful of yogurt will make it creamier. What? What? Oh. Hello, Christine. Welcome in. Yes, we are 2 minutes out from finishing our chicken. And then I need to frost a cake, and then steam some bao buns, and then put together dinner, and then figure out how to make this cake into some art. How are you doing today? How was your Thursday? Might even be Friday for you, depending on what part of the world you're in. That's nice. Okay, the yogurt helped. Took off some of the edge of the vinegar. I put some of the pickling liquid that I used for my pickled vegetables in to make the sauce with some hoisin. And that was a little too strong, a little too intense. So, the yogurt helped with that. Yeah. Hold on, let me finish cleaning up the counter a sec and I can show you. I've got the bao dough right there. So I'm going to punch this down in a sec, in a little bit, divide it into 8 portions, and then steam it. But I need the wok for steaming. It's not done yet. Guess if you want to come steal a piece of chicken, you can have a piece of chicken. My husband is starving, apparently. It's sauce, yes. You can use that as sauce. No, that's chocolate. It's supposed to be. Anyway. Okay, I need this to chill down a little bit more. I pull my cake. There's the cake. I've got a marble cake that I'm trying to carve into the shape of a marble statue. We'll see. We'll see how successful I am. I should have asked Mark to pull out my steamer basket. Steamer tray? Yes! My steamer thing that goes, it's circular, has holes in the bottom. No, not that. Not that. It's bigger and flatter. That's what I use for steaming in the wok. I gotta deal with this oil somehow. Yeah. No. It's like a 10-inch cake pan, kinda. No, it's like a cake pan. It is metal. It's like a cake pan, 10 inches or so across. Look for a cake pan with holes in the bottom. It also might just be down here. It is. Oh, it is. It's in here. Because all we have is fried chicken. It's supposed to go in the bowl. No, the bowl takes 8 minutes to steam. He says he'll wait, but he came over here and stole some more chicken. Oh, he had some tomato. Okay. Okay. Let me spray this. Actually, I think I'm gonna put some parchment down. And spray the parchment too. Oh, yes. And catch up on messages now that I found my stuff. My Thursday was great. I did not quite prepare enough for stream because I was in the office today. Luckily, my husband was home to do some dishes for me, which helped. How hot are these? These are pretty hot still. But yeah, and I came home and had a snack, and then got ready to stream. And I did not prepare enough because I have not enough room anywhere for anything. But I do need to get these portioned and into there. Gonna divide it in half, and in half again. And that'll give me 8 portions. I'm just flattening them out like a little mini pizza. And then folding it over to make a little pocket. It's not even done, Arcade. Gotta be patient. At least let me get the ganache on it. It does taste pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty simple marbled chocolate and vanilla cake. So, hard to go wrong. You can't sneak a bite. I'm gonna have carvings off of it pretty soon, Mark, so you can wait until I've at least had a chance to... yeah. The dough smells nice and yeasty. I don't think I can fit them all in at once, which is unfortunate. I wish I had a, like, taller steamer thing. I wish I had a real, like, steamer setup. I might be able to. But yeah, if I push it too much, then they're gonna swell up and roll into each other. So I can really only get one more in, and at that point, why even bother with the one more? Because I'm still gonna have the next 4 to do. But I'm already rolling it out, so might as well carry on. Okay. These will be set aside for the next steaming. I'm gonna bring water to the pan. Okay. And I should find the lid. I do have the lid. Good. I'm not completely unprepared. Although I do have much more chicken than I need, and I am also hungry, so... He heard crunching, so he's like, chicken, I can come get more chicken. I didn't even dip it. Mark is so hungry. I also don't... I would guess that he didn't feed himself at all today. Okay. Just getting that ready. I'm going to pour my ganache into this bowl, because spreading it out will help it cool a little faster. And again, I've used every spatula in the house. Our water's almost boiling. Aha, okay. Got some frosting leakage. It's alright. Had to taste it, make sure the frosting was good anyway, right? I didn't actually use buttercream, I used cream cheese frosting. But I'm going to put ganache on after I whip it up. Don't actually know how cold it needs to be to whip. I'm going to try it. Perhaps it needs to be colder than this. This is like still pourable. But this should also help cool it down anyway. Oh yeah, it's getting thicker. And then I honestly might need to finish this cake off stream just because it's going to need to go in and chill down completely. But I mean, you'll see a completed cake for all intents and purposes. I was supposed to have looked at what time I put that onto steam, because it needs 8 minutes to steam. Probably 5 more. Oh, timestamp. Yeah, it's still pretty gooey. Okay. Put this back in the fridge to let it firm up more. Try to find a place for stuff. I can show you all the fondant I made. I made fondant. It's just got powdered sugar on top so it wouldn't stick to things, but it's nicely textured. It exactly fit into this container. It's worked so much better than the last time I made it because I actually had powdered sugar. But all this is marshmallows with a little bit of water melted down into a goo, and then you just start mixing powdered sugar into it until it becomes fondant consistency. It was the last time I tried to make it, I didn't have any powdered sugar, and I tried to make powdered sugar out of granulated sugar and cornstarch in the food processor, but it does not get quite as fine as you would want it. So this time worked so much better, and I did it ahead of time, even though now it appears like I could have been doing it right now. Ah. But if you want to see it, that is the idea. That's what I'm going to try to make out of the cake. I might not have the 1 foot up because that'll be much more difficult. But that's what I'm going to try to do. Because marble statue, marble cake, it made sense. We'll see. So giving these another 2 more minutes. How we doing on coolness? I wanted a place to put this cake that was not... I really need to make this counter more available. Oh, it does fit there. Okay, I just need to move this somewhere. Okay, I think we are there with our bao buns. So nice puffed up buns. Let's give those a second to cool down. Well, let's see. Oh no, they're handleable. Ooh, they smell nice. They're nice and soft, which is what we want. They've got a pocket for filling with fried chicken. That is pretty much a success, I think. I'm gonna get these other ones. I'm glad I didn't put any more down in there, because it would have crowded the pan. I'm the worst at taking pictures, like, during the process. My music stopped again. I've run through a couple of long playlist things. Okay. I don't have time. I'm just gonna let those go. Do your thing. You've rested plenty. Okay. Of course, as I say that, I don't take any pictures. Let's assemble one so we can feed a hungry Mark. I'm going to take one of my pockets, open it up, put a couple pieces of chicken in. Got my pickled veg over here. I've got some shiso leaf for garnish. And a spoonful of sauce. And there it is. We've got our steamed bao with fried chicken, pickled veg, and tangy sauce. I think that is good enough to eat. Clay! Come eat! We'll have our official taste tester over here. Does he just get one? This is the question. Oh my goodness. No. He only gets one. I get the other 4. His comment is we need a skewer, because he cannot eat a sandwich without a skewer. But the taste is good. The taste is there. We got it. We nailed it. The bao is actually really easy. You just stir it together and then knead it. I was kneading on the counter for like 5 minutes, but otherwise it was pretty simple. Also, welcome in, Verdian. How was your day? Hopefully this is chilled out enough. You just noticed? It's on both of ours. And here we go. This is nice and thick now. So let's defrost our cake so we have a complete cake before we end stream. It's not going to get carved today because it needs to chill down much more for that. But we can get our ganache coating on. I'm also going to have to wash some spatulas before I do anything else because I have used everyone in the house. Not quite everyone, but almost. No, let's not. No. I need the spatula so I can get my ganache out. And because I'm carving it down still after this, I'm not going to worry about getting the sides nice and neat. But honestly, this cake is ready to eat right now. Well, in like 5 minutes. And I don't have to worry about being neat, because it is going to get carved down and decorated. But if you wanted a piece of cake, that's really all you need if you're not going to make some art out of it. So I'm going to let this chill down completely before I do anything else with it. But I will get it carved down and decorated and use that fondant and make some things and hopefully turn it into a marble statue is the goal. But right now it's a perfectly tasty marble cake. And I'm going to call it there so I can eat dinner and feed the husband who has come over asking for more. He hands me his empty plate, practically licked it clean. So it must have been good. That's the real metric. Does the husband like it? So, thank you all for hanging out with me. I hope you learned something. I hope you're inspired to make some bao dough because it was actually pretty simple. Simpler than like most breads. And thank you for hanging out. If you make anything, upload it to Twitter or Instagram. And I do love some bao. I'm gonna find someone to raid. Oh, let's raid Keylif. We just made friends with Keylif. Keylif is a lovely and adorable kangaroo who was doing some art tonight. So let's go say hi. Of course, as always, be kind, be lovely. Please make some food, make some bao, make some cake. You have permission to post the raid message too, Claymore. Raid 1 and Raid 2. Generic emotes on Raid 1, subscriber emotes on Raid 2. So as I was saying, be kind, be lovely. Please make some bao and some cake and upload the pictures on Twitter. And whatever you make, I know it'll be good enough to eat. I will see you next time.
Hi, Quaketastic. Oh my gosh, hello. Let's give a shout out. Shout out.